Right now, we're here. And over the next year, we're going to be here. There's no other place on earth where you can get 10x, 50x, 100x gains in what seems like overnight. And it's not just Ethereum. We've got Bitcoin, we've got Solana, we've got AVAX. There are so many opportunities out here. You don't want to miss it. This video is that call to action. This video is a look at where the money is going and how you can take advantage of this life-changing opportunity in the next bull run. Now down below there are chapters so you can fast forward to the sections that you want to help you navigate the video easier. Also, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before moving in on the crypto and NFT space. It's very, very risky. Now first up, we're going to start with Ethereum. It was the big dog in the 2021-2022 bull run. Now over the last 90 days, you can just see that there has been a steady uptrend when it comes to volume on marketplaces. Now when you bump it out to a year, what you can see is the same thing where we looks like we've hit a bottom and we're on the way out, which is good. You can see this period mid 2023 was the bottom after we had gone down. Now where it gets crazy is when you actually go out to all time and you see where we are in the grand scheme of things in the cycle. What you can see is the absolute monstrosity that was this bull market, the 2021-2022 bull run, and you can see where we're at right now when it comes to volume. At the moment, we are trending up, but we are nowhere near the levels that we are at. So right now, we are at similar levels, what it was sort of pre the bear market of 2021 leading into 2022, which is that PFP run, which was late 2021. We're at those levels, and from that we had a giant run up, a blow off top where everything was just absolutely minting and printing. We're doing around 100,000 ETH worth of volume right now, and the peak was around 600, so you can see it's a giant 6x. So even though the market has turned around, the numbers don't lie. Where we're at and where we're looking to go looks absolutely insane and crazy. When we have a look at the wallets and the sales that have been happening, so these sales over the last sort of 6 months has been quite flat, but we can see the trend in volume up, which means that there aren't as many sales, but people are buying higher quality things. And with the wallets, we're not adding new wallets, we are staying at around the same amount of wallets, which shows you that it's the same market participants that are turning the trend on when it comes to Ethereum. When we have a look at the bids that have been accepted, people are taking bids, rotating that capital in because we don't have a crazy amount of new wallets. And you can see here with the buyers, the new wallets, it is sitting quite flat, nothing too crazy. So what does this show you on Ethereum? It shows you that right now the market participants that are in Ethereum are staying in Ethereum, but they're starting to make plays. They're starting to, with the capital that they've had on the side, they're actually deploying it and they're actually making moves. So it's not new entrants that are coming through, it's the OGs. It's the people that have been here in the bear that are making these moves, making these plays, and this is where we're getting these crazy runs. Now having a look at Solana. Now looking at the 90-day chart, we can see here that it is just running up. People are just absolutely going crazy for Solana. And when we pull out to the 1 year, when we saw that kind of bear market in Ethereum, we had the same kind of thing with Solana, but Solana is coming out bigger and stronger than ever, and the majority of it is not mints. This is the mints here, and we can see here that it is predominantly secondary sales, and that's why you're seeing a whole bunch of volume, you're seeing a whole bunch of action on Solana. And then having a look at the sales over the last 90 days and 1 year, same kind of thing. We're just seeing these crazy trends up, and it looks like Tensor is the big one when it comes to sales on Solana. Then when we bump out to the 1 year, it's a similar thing to the volume that we've seen. People are pumped to trade on Solana. Now, where is this action coming from on Solana? I think it's coming over from Ethereum. A whole bunch of new buyers, you can see them in right here. Once they're a new buyer, they become a returning buyer, but it is just all up. So it looks like ETH people are getting sort of not necessarily sick of ETH, but they're just exploring new chains and just being degenerate and having a bit of a play on a new chain. Now, having a quick look at Polygon, it's not as crazy as the Solana and Ethereum ones, but the trend is still up over that 1 year period. And the same kind of deal when you look at the sales, the amount of sales over the last 90 days up, and the wallets that have been onboarded are up. Having a look at AVAX, over the last 90 days up, and then the same thing with the sales and the wallets, we're just trending up. And then we also have Bitcoin ordinals, but Nansen doesn't actually have ordinals data on it right now. Now, why did I encapsulate all of these? Why did I want to show you these? This is just showing you where the attention is split and how you can actually make some moves in the space. Ethereum in the last run took the bulk of the action on chain. Now, this isn't going to be the case this time because we do have all these other chains. All the other chains are starting to pick up in action when it comes to wallets, sales, and volume. This does not mean that Ethereum won't hit these levels again. I do believe Ethereum will hit these levels again, but there will be other chains, and this is where opportunity lies. Being able to get in on existing project, blue chip projects, or even new mints on new chains gives you a chance to get in at the early ground floor level, because what we see right here on Ethereum will play out on different chains. We are going to have the first phase where there are little pop-offs. Then when things go absolutely crazy, there will be catalysts, and then we will see these runs up. This chart will repeat on every other sort of chain and platform that actually does survive in some way, shape, or form. So when you look at the Solanas, when you look at the AVAXs, the Polygons, and the Says, we will see this kind of action, which means that you can position yourself quite well if you're paying any attention and getting into alpha groups and getting whitelists. So how do you play this bull run? You have two options. You have mints, and then you have the existing projects. Now, when it comes to mints, it is crucial to get into as many servers as you can, get into as many alpha groups as you can, because these usually print. What they do is they give you early access to these mints, which then give you an arbitrage and a flip. With the gaming meta, we've seen very cheap things end up running up very fast. Right here, Sugartown was a free mint. Pixelmon, this was down in the 0.0s. Overworld was an absolute cook. And then even something like L3E7, this thing is just kissing a 10 ETH floor, and this was a free mint. So getting into these alpha groups, getting into these servers will give you a chance to get these and absolutely make life-changing gains. Also, shill down below, there is my server if you want to join. I give away free whitelists occasionally. Now, the other aspect is getting in on existing projects, getting in on projects that look like they've been around and stuck through the bear, that can then have a rip and a run because they've got a team that executes, and when people come back through, they will gravitate towards names that they either know, but then not want to degen into new mints, knowing what happened last time, but play into the existing collections and founders that are absolutely executing. So I want to touch on Pudgy Penguins. Over the last 90 days, they have been on a trend up from around 4 ETH all the way up to just shy of 20. And it's not just Ethereum collections. Looking at something like Mad Lads, which is on Solana, this thing ran up from around 40 Sol, and it peaked out just over 220, but right now it is sitting at around 150 Sol. That's a 3x. Once you then compound in the Solana gain as well, it's an absolute cook. So I'm not saying buying these projects, but if you have a look at the top trending section on Solana, on Ethereum, on AVAX, on Say, and you see the same names over and over again, you can then start to make plays on them and take positions, which will then put you in a better position in the run when a lot of liquidity does come through. Because if you have a look at the all-time highs on something like Bored Ape, on CryptoPunks, you can see what the top tier and the top echelon of those projects held in terms of sort of token value, but then also sort of fiat value. You can then kind of lay that on and be like, does Pudgy Penguins, can that hit a quarter of what the Bored Ape floor was? If it can, then you know you're going to hit $100,000 floor. If you then look at what DeGods hit when they had their launch, which is around 1,000 Sol, you can then be like, cool, can Mad Lads hit 250 Sol? And then you can start to take these positions. Now, these are two completely different strategies. One of them is a low cost, high effort play where you're in servers, you're entering raffles, you're kind of just qualifying, playing games, doing that. It's essentially like airdropping, and doing that to take positions. And the other one is deploying capital with conviction and just sitting on it and using the NFT as a leveraged trade on the token itself, knowing that if Ethereum goes up and Pudgies go up, you're going to then compound your gains. Same thing with Solana, AVAX, etc. So that is a look at what is happening in the market, why we're early, and why you should be paying attention, getting as much as you can under your belt to prepare and strap yourself in for this bull run. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you liked a look at the stats and all of the details and the breakdown. If you did, make sure to drop some love below. I had a pleasure making this video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.